Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's Chair League match between Mayhem and North Arrow. I am just being informed now that the... let's see here. Okay. I'm just being informed now that the map is going to be Warhead Junction, so I am going ahead and starting up the draft right now, and then we will be all good to go. So, unfortunately, I think one of the teams already set up a lobby, so this might take a little bit. In the meantime, I will do what I can and get the draft all going. Okay, so we're getting the lobby all sorted out here. And just to reiterate, it will be Warhead Junction, so... Let's see. This is Division 1. And while I'm waiting, why don't I take a look at the record of both teams real quick. Let's see here. Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do that easily with this Chair League interface? Let's see here. Maybe if I open a new tab here, I can do it. So, I mean, both teams looks like they're sitting at about 500. I think both teams have a 2-2 record, so... Okay. Alright, North Arrow has made a complete pain about this. They're refusing to join the lobby that me, the caster, the person in charge of officiating the match, has set up. And they're refusing to cooperate, so I'm pretty irritated with them right now. Okay, everyone's filing into the new lobby, so hopefully we'll be good to go here soon. Still waiting on a fifth for North Arrow, who forced us all to join a different lobby, even though they don't have all their members present. Okay, so I'm going to give out the draft links, and hopefully we'll get this started here shortly. Okay, so both draft links have been given out, so hopefully this gets started here soon. Still waiting on a fifth for North Arrow, so hopefully that person shows up in time. Still waiting on both teams to ready up for the draft. So this was a match that was supposed to happen about 45 minutes ago. It did get delayed until now, so I don't know. Maybe one of the members of North Arrow was late and they were trying to buy some time. Don't know. But Mayhem has readied up. Just wait on North Arrow to ready up as well. And the draft has begun. So top drafter, I mean, how many weeks are we into this now? Of having this new content. The map is actually Warhead Junction. It's not Blackheart's Bay. It says Blackheart's Bay. It's actually Warhead Junction. I don't believe Zarya is in the drafting site just yet, so should we see Murky, that's probably actually going to be Zarya. I believe she's been out for 2 weeks now, so. But Mayhem does have first pick and first ban, so they're not actually banning out Murky. Actually banning out Zarya. I do think this is a fairly strong map for Zarya. She has very good poke around the nukes. And with such prolonged fights around the nukes, she can very easily build a lot of energy for her shields. Well, with all the poking going on. But it's going to be Malfurion banned out by North Arrow. Another very strong hero at the moment, and particularly strong hero on this map. Should Malfurion take a Loon's Grace, he can really easily poke at the nukes very safely with his Moonfire, along with a tremendous amount of range. Very short cooldown, but doesn't matter, he won't be playing in this match tonight, but it will be Falstad, picked up by Mayhem, so far choosing to prioritize one of the global heroes. Falstad can very easily secure a nuke in one area of the map and then fly into to the rest of his team and help secure another one. And North Arrow definitely have the same idea. Brightwing can pretty much do the same thing. Yeah, she can grab a nuke, phase shift into the rest of her team, and help win a second nuke. So one more pick for North Arrow. And it will be Vala. Vala, who does seem to be fairly strong at the moment. I believe she's getting some buffs tomorrow. Well, mostly buffs. I think some of her other talents, her other builds are getting buffs, like Caltrops, I believe, getting buffed. I know Frost Shot getting a slight nerf. I believe the duration being reduced from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds on the slow. So ETC picked up for Mayhem, another global hero. Stage dive does seem to be the go-to ult for him now. I think now that the range and width of his power slide have been decreased, they've got rid of those talents. It's a lot more difficult, I believe, now to power slide and set up a great mosh pit. So stage dive is being more of the go-to for him. And I would especially expect that on a map like this, which is not Blackheart's Bay. It's actually Warhead Junction. So for double globals picked up for Mayhem, along with a strong solo laner in Thrall, who in addition to being a very good solo laner, very good at poking around the nukes. He's another hero who can do that very, very safely with his Q. So no support yet on the side of Mayhem. And North Arrow going to ban on Uther. Possibly trying to deny the Divine Mosh, but I don't know how much of a concern that is these days. Meanwhile, it is Dahaka banned out by Mayhem. So North Arrow, they do not have a warrior at this point. And banning Dahaka, I think they're trying to mitigate some of the global mobility of North Arrow. They already do have Brightwing, but want to try and keep the amount of global heroes they have to a minimum, just to make it a little more difficult for them to travel around the map effectively. So 2 more coming for North Arrow. It's going to be Tassadar. Interesting. Don't see a lot of him. Could be looking at some kind of dive hero, perhaps some kind of melee assassin. Maybe an Illidan, maybe a Butcher, maybe a Tracer or something. But I think this is going to give North Arrow a tremendous amount of poke around the nukes. So you have Brightwing, who does a very good job of topping everyone off over time in the group, but Tassadar is very good at preventing single target burst damage, which is great for someone who's diving, something like an Illidan or a Tracer Butcher. What will be Muradin for North Arrow, so I'm still expecting some kind of bruiser, melee assassin type of pick for North Arrow, but going to have to wait one more draft phase to see who that is. So Mayhem still need to support and some kind of flex. Vikings are still on the table, and in my personal experience, the Vikings have not been very strong on this map, but I'm sure statistics disagree with me. I'm sure facts and evidence actually paint a different picture, but I'm not seeing too much in terms of counters for the Vikings on the side of North Arrow, but it will be Morales, who also can be a bit of a global hero. Should she take medevac, will have the ability to travel all over the map, but it will be Sonya, so triple melee for the side of Mayhem. But, I'm definitely expecting another melee on the side of North Arrow. Sonya actually could have been a denial pick. Yeah, they may not have wanted to deal with Sonya along with Tassadar shields and potentially Brightwing shields too. So one more pick on the side of North Arrow. And it will be Tychus. Okay. Which I think it definitely makes sense against the triple melee of Mayhem. So, I mean, Tychus does very well against single target heroes, or single target high health heroes, but I'm not seeing anyone with a tremendous amount of HP on the side of Mayhem. I mean, sure, they do have triple melee, but ETC not a very high health pool. Sonya not too high. Thrall not too high. So far we are 20 minutes into the start of... We're 20 minutes past when this match was supposed to start, and so far the 5th for North Arrow has not showed up. So hopefully they show up here soon. And it looks like North Arrow trying to dodge the issue, so I mean technically I could disqualify them now, which I'm tempted to do, but I'll give them another 5 minutes. So, chat, what's going on? How do you guys feel about the new patch that I guess is coming tomorrow? How do you guys feel about Brawl? How do you feel about the new patch? Okay, it looks like the 5th has showed up. So, all right. Looks like this match will happen after all. But yeah, Brawl, it's I don't know, I feel like it's really stupid. It could be fun for, certain types of people, but, if you're, I don't know, if you're serious about the game, I don't know, it seems a little stupid. So, okay, so yesterday I played some games of Brawl. I think we ended up with like 2 or 3 mages on our team. And, of course, who did the other team have? Not 1, not 2, but 3 Novas. 3 Novas. Because, hey, if some is good, more is better, right? So, yeah, it was pretty terrible. That game obviously not go well. So I was Malfurion in that game. So at one point I see 3 Novas running around. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, clearly one of these must be the real Nova. One of these must be a real Nova. What are the chances that they're all decoys? So I pop my Twilight Dream. All 3 of them are decoys. Complete waste. So. Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be heroes that are very strong in Brawl, and then those who are very weak. Like, for instance, like Butcher, like his trait is a quest, and realistically, you're probably not going to complete that quest in the short time span you have for a Brawl. So, Butcher probably not a very strong hero. But anyway, okay. So finally, the match is beginning. So. On the side of Mayhem, we have Willy Nilly on Lieutenant Morales, Lazy Panda on Sonya, Bloodbrain on Thrall, Sick Logic on Falstad, and Brenathron on ETC. And on the side of North Arrow, it is Quantum on Tassadar, Mr. Oreo on Vala, Devil Shark on Tychus, Knight QC on Brightwing, and Diviticus on Muradin. Yeah, so someone like Zeratul, like, he really needs talent. Like he's almost like not a hero until he gets Wormhole. It's very hard for him to, kind of attack safely and get out of there otherwise. And like, I also had Karzi in one of the matches, so, like, his entire trait is like a level 1 talent, which, it doesn't let you just plain pick. So, you just pick your ultimate at the beginning. So I picked 7-sided, thinking like, oh, well, maybe I'll still be able to, pick my trait and, pick the healing. Nope, it automatically picked Iron Fist for me. I don't know if that was like a random thing or something. What is going on with this display? I don't know what's up with this. Oh, jeez. Okay, I had the defaults all picked. Maybe because I went into the PTR or something. Oh, sorry guys. That's just going to have to be there. I don't know if me going into the PTR made that display, that observer display come up, but whatever. That's just going to be there. So, we just see Falstad deciding to fly up here and grab the watchtower. Don't know if we're going to see a fight from North Arrow. They decide, yeah, we do actually want to fight over this. Murden going in with the Dwarf Toss, but they're choosing to back out, which I think is wise considering Brightwing is up here in the top lane. I'm sure she could phase shift in if necessary, but I think she wants to not waste that cooldown if possible. So Brightwing is going to soak safely in the top lane, whereas it looks like Thrall is going to get down here. And probably some soak going to be missed on the side of North Arrow down here, but Mayhem going to miss soak in the top lane for sure. So we just drove this watchtower being controlled by Mayhem for the time being. Which, you know, I think the role of the watchtower in this map, it lets you know of rotations coming from mid to top, so it keeps whoever is in the top lane safer, which is Brightwing, and barely going to escape, so great jobs on the jukes by Brightwing. Despite ETC, Sonya, and Morales, that could be a very scary situation. So meanwhile, we do have Falstad and Tychus in the middle lane. Whereas it will be Vala possibly looking for a gank in the bottom lane now. They're all going to play back. Not going to get ganked. So we do see the first nuke phase coming up. And it is going to be one on the top, one on the bottom. So we do have 2, 3 in the top for Mayhem. So would expect this nuke to go over to them, whereas looks like the bottom nuke is certainly going to go over to the side of North Arrow, which I think is fairly typical. Yeah, it's kind of like Sky Temple, you know, usually both teams agree to kind of trade the objective in the first phase. So it looks like this watchtower going to go back over to the side of North Arrow. Falstad barrel rolls over to safety. So this down here, I don't believe this is a bug of the Ollie interface. I think it's actually the default interface. So it's kind of hard to tell who has a nuke. It looks like it's just Morales who has one at the moment. So it looks like the nuke, looks like a nuke was maybe dropped on that bottom fort. Whereas I think we're probably going to see a nuke dropped up here on the top fort. Yes. Is this going to hit this top fort? It does. It does. So the nuke, it gets this wall, or at least most of it, and most importantly, it gets the well, so it's very difficult now to stay up in this top lane. Meanwhile, we do see ETC and Tychus in the middle lane. We actually saw the fire bats picked up, stolen by North Arrow. In addition to that, they managed to pick off Falstad too. Looks like they're all in some trouble. Actually, was it that lane Falstad died in? I don't think so. Of course, I don't see any griffin carcasses anywhere, so not totally sure where that happened. But you know, very aggressive plays here from Vala and Tassadar, really going deep. The Hungering Arrow not going to connect on Morales, but that auto attack certainly will. And Morales falls as well. So Falstad going to fly in here fairly aggressively, trying to avenge his medic brethren, and succeeds. Tester are unable to save Val in that situation, which is very difficult considering how deep they all were. So far a full level lead for the side of North Arrow. But Falstad doing what he can to soak this bottom lane, try and get them back into it. And Sonya actually dying up here in the top lane. So far a 3-for-1 kill advantage for North Arrow. And if this was later in the game, that kill would certainly be problematic, but because it's so early, the death timers are still relatively short, so Sonya going to be back up in time to contest this next round of nukes. Looks like this bottom nuke will be taken for free by Brightwing. a North Arrow. So she's going to be able to take this and then go where she sees fit to contest some of the others. Looks like Vala going to catch the top right one for free. It looks like the top one, left one was picked up as well. So was that... Is this one still up for grab? No. So it looks like all of the nukes except for one go over to North Arrow. Meanwhile, Morale is just going to run for her life. She is carrying valuable cargo, so a kill on her would be even more sweet than normal for North Arrow. So Falstad up in the top lane, doing what he can to soak and try and get 10. Well, I believe that is nuke for Morales. Or sorry, Mule for Morales. Which, yeah, I kind of question that on a map like this, where structures can die so just absolutely be bursted down so quickly. You know, Mule doesn't give you any value if your structures go from 100 to 0 immediately. Meanwhile, this is very early, but two nukes being dropped directly on that keep. And because because it's earlier than the 14-minute mark, those two nukes are not going to take down the keep. However, they may take down Sonya, who's in a lot of trouble, but Morales manages to catch up to her in time. Heal her up, but fortunately Falstad not so lucky. You know, Commander Odin being used by Devil Shark on Tychus. And they're going to try and confirm this keep. I think they know that because Morales has a Mule, they've really got to make sure they finish the job, that they take these structures all the way down. So we saw Mule come down, and because it came down so far up in front, I was able to be destroyed very quickly, but a very aggressive flyover from Falstad, Mighty Gust, Stage Dive comes in from ETC, but, you know, I think just down so many levels, they just don't have the damage to really do anything with it. Falstad being forced to retreat as a result of being in so deep. Yeah, just between the XP advantage, the level advantage, and having double support, it's just very difficult to set up a play to really secure some kills. So we see Murray actually falling. Morales using medevac just to get out of there, which is going to be successful. The rest of our team wisely gets in as well. So far that's a 1-for-1, which I think Mayhem's got to be very happy with. You know, they got the trade down levels, which is pretty much always a good thing, but more importantly, they saved the keep, which it would have been disastrous if that was taken. And Morales, whenever Mule comes back up, will be able to drop that Mule on the keep and over time get it back to 100%, assuming it's not bursted down. So we do have a 5-on-4 down here at this middle nuke, whereas Vala is up top securing the top nuke. So things starting to even out a little bit. Mayhem definitely starting to catch back up. Yeah, they actually traded out those nukes, whereas before the majority of the nukes were going over to the side of North Arrow. I mean, in the mid lane, they're all just choosing to retreat, which is smart because Falstad flew top to soak. And actually, there actually weren't any minions there, I don't think. Maybe he already got them. Who knows? Who knows? But he's definitely having to come to the bottom to defend that. So, looks like Mule going to be unable to save that bottom keep as a nuke is dropped directly on it. Fortunately, because Falstad was so far away and it just used Fly, unable to get in a position to gust everyone away and try and save that keep. Sunray goes down. I believe it hits everyone on the other team, but just not enough damage on the side of Mayhem to actually finish anyone off. They're actually looking at a 2-level deficit here, so yeah, when you're down a talent tier at a couple levels, it's up against 2 very strong supports. It's very difficult to actually finish anyone off. So Firebat's once again being stolen by North Arrow. And it looks like they're choosing to maybe pick up the boss? No. Someone calling retreat. Which I actually think they may have been able to pull off. I mean, ETC is showing up here. Yeah, Sonya's showing here. And they may actually choose to go for it after all. They are. Because enough members of Mayhem are showing elsewhere on the map, they're deciding, you know what, I think we could safely pick this up. I mean, while Brightwing is up here in the top lane, so because she's showing, makes it a little less obvious what's going on. Meanwhile, Brightwing checking to make sure the other boss isn't being taken. It is not. So the boss will be pretty much going right to core, thanks to this keep going down. And I know North Arrow, they've really got to be hoping that a nuke phase comes up. Pretty much the ideal scenario, yeah, and there it is. Pretty much what the ideal scenario is that you get the boss right before a nuke phase. So the other team, they really can't contest the nukes because they gotta go clean up the boss. So they're going to take this top boss, but I'm not so sure they're going to be able to get any of the other nukes. Yeah, it was time consuming to pick up the boss. Certainly this top nuke will go into their control. Meanwhile, Medevac comes over to this middle section here, so they're really hoping to collect these bottom 3 nukes while North Arrow spent all that time getting the boss. Which I think has got to be a very good trade for Mayhem. Yeah, especially if they wait a couple minutes, which is hard to see thanks to Blizzard and their settings problems. But if they wait to the 14-minute mark where the nukes get a big power spike, yeah, they can really do some damage with the 3 nukes that they have. But in the meantime, there is a boss that they have to worry about. A boss plus nuke. So they could very easily lose a second keep here, which would be very difficult to recover from. Mule going to come out, not really going to get any value as the keep is going to be destroyed. Raid of Vengeance comes out from Vala. ECC polymorphed, unable to power slide out of there as a result. And unfortunately, one of these nukes going to have to be used defensively. And unfortunately for Mayhem, it is not going to accomplish a lot. So they had to use a nuke defensively, and ETC, when he died, also dropped a nuke. Sundering going to come out. At this point, only going to delay the inevitable. And that is going to be GG. North Arrow will take it. So really nothing Mayhem can do at this point. And that's going to be game. So how did double support work out with Vala? Evidently, it worked out very well. It was very difficult to kill anyone off on the side of North Arrow, and because they had such powerful support, I mean, Vala was just really able to get a lot of value, really go deep, really be aggressive, and stay alive and put out a lot of damage. Although it looks like actually, if we go back to this real quick, actually it looks like Tychus did the majority of the damage. So. But yeah, so congratulations to North Arrow. They will move ahead in the standings in the division, yeah. So let's see here. I'm going to be casting another match tonight. I think that's coming up fairly soon here. Let's see here. Mark North Arrow off as the winner. Let's see here. So I'm going to have another match coming up here in about an hour. So that will be with Oversoul and Uncle Esports. So yeah, that's going to do it for me for right now. I thank you all for watching and see you in about an hour. Thank you.